What's up, guys? This is the first video of a channel that I'm making, and these videos are going to be documenting a lifestyle change that I'm going to be doing from now on. That lifestyle change is the way I spend money. So, I'm 22 years old, so basically all 22 years of life, I've just spent more money than I was generating for myself. So I was just buying a ton of freaking things, buying expensive things, eating out all the time, but I wasn't making money to pay for all of that. So I had to ask my parents to always be paying for my things, even throughout college, 4 years of college, 18 to 22 years old. I was eating out all the time. I had a meal plan at school, where they'd feed me 3 times a day. I was just being freaking crazy and still eating out 2-3 times a day. $15, $10 to $15 each meal. It's $30, $40 a day I was spending eating out. And my parents were just giving me $40, $50 a day just to eat out, even though they were already paying for my meal plan. So I just freaking got into this horrible habit. For years, I just ate out and spent ridiculous tons of money without really realizing what I was doing to myself. And that was creating this lifestyle, this habit where I was just dishing out cash, dishing out money that wasn't even mine. It was my parents that they were working hard for, which I thank them very much for doing. They were paying for all my stuff, my eating out. And they'd even pay for, I would do things like buy concert tickets on their credit card, and they wouldn't even notice because they weren't checking it. And these were $500 concert tickets. I would also this is the most ridiculous thing. Even when I went out on dates, I would use their credit card and pay for me and the girl I was taking out on a date with their credit card. They don't even know that to this day. The person I was dating at the time definitely doesn't know that either. Oh, actually, they probably do, but whatever. That's a different story. And just things I would do ridiculous things I would go on spring break. I would just take random vacations, take flights across the country. I live in the States here, or the world, really. And they would just pay for it. Half the time I wouldn't really tell them. Half the time I'd be like, oh, can you pay for this? And they'd be like, oh, you should really be paying for at least half of the flight tickets. I'd be like, oh, okay, but I just never would. I'd never pay them back. So I spent hundreds of dollars on all of these things, right? Entertainment, lifestyle, and eating out was probably the biggest one. I mean, I would literally eat out 10, 15 times a week. And I already had a meal plan, so I was just being ridiculous. So that was during college. Then I graduated college and got a job, and I still was. I'm gonna switch hands. Hands getting tired. Oh, okay. So I got a job. I was getting paid. I was getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, an hourly job, and I still was having them pay for my freaking things. I was still eating. I had a job. I was making my own money. I was 22 years old, first job out of college. This is when you're supposed to be financially independent and be on your own. I still needed my parents' help because of my spending habits. I was still eating out every day, $15, $20 eating out, 5, 7, 10 times a week. That was adding up to $200 a week just eating out, right? So I was just dropping a ton of cash, and I was living in this place that I could not afford. I was paying $1,300 in rent for just me alone. Way too expensive. I couldn't afford that rent and eating out. My eating out habits that I was doing. So, on top of that, I was also still taking flights around the country, visiting my college friends, using their credit card, and they were still supporting me, and I had a full-time job, and this was ridiculous. And I'm not going to tell you how much I was making, but it's disgusting how much I was spending and how I seemingly couldn't afford to live and needed my parents' help, even though I was making good money. So yeah, I really realized that about 5 months into me working. I don't know why it took so long. So about a few months ago, and I gotta switch my hands again. Holding this phone is tiring. Ugh. So I really recognized this, and I told myself, this has to change, right? And I told myself that this had to change because I knew my parents, at some point, the money was going to run out, or I wasn't being responsible planning in the case that something happened where that funds and that money would run out. So what I needed to do, I realized I needed to be financially weaned off of them, be financially responsible for my own life, pay for my own freaking things, like, which I needed to be doing, spend my own money, but more than just that, I wanted to be financially weaned off of them, but also create some sort of income for myself outside of the job I was working. That's passive income, so some sort of revenue, some money that I could make in addition to the job that I was making. I didn't want it to be hourly though, so I'm trying to do this other thing on the side where I would start some business, like selling stuff online. So I'm trying to start this side gig where I can make money that isn't an hourly wage, and it's me selling products on Amazon. So this YouTube channel is also going to be documenting some of that, the ways that I'm making money outside of my job. And tired. Also how to save money too, and take this money that I save, which saving is investing, that I save, to invest in something that will make me more money down the road. So I've toyed always with the idea of investing in stocks or foreign currencies, but to me that always seemed that you made money too slowly. So I could put in $100 today in a stock, let's just say, but maybe only in the course of like 9 months, that one stock would become $130 or something, and I would make $30 over the course of 9 months. And sure, people will say, well, yeah, it's just because you're investing $100, you need to invest $100,000, and over the course of 9 months, make $130,000. But I just don't have that money because I've been living paycheck to paycheck. And honestly, my parents have been giving me money in addition to my paycheck. So I am deciding to not do that. The first step I need to do is to save money. So I completely am cutting out eating out from my life, and completely cutting out spending money on flights, travel, and cutting out any entertainment that I do, like going to bars and eating out in restaurants. Like, I'm not doing that anymore because I need to save money to invest in myself so I can make more money down the road, so I can have this lifestyle that I enjoy. So, long story short, this channel's about me investing in myself financially. See you guys.